Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, John Haynes, A Conversation with Death. The man who rules the world and the angel of darkness take on a horde of demons in this inaugural John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, A Conversation with Death for 99 cents on Kindle or in paperback today. I was watching ABC News Sunday night and I saw a news story that made me shake my head. Now, in this news story, they presented this story about this man who sued the man who was having an affair with his wife and got a judgment of $8.8 million against him. And what was sad about the story is that this man was shown on video being restrained by the man who was having an affair with his wife, and in that video he was begging and pleading to his wife for them to try to save this relationship. Now, when the man who your wife is having an affair with is restraining you and you're sitting there begging and pleading to try to save this relationship, it shows how pathetic this guy is. And I have to agree with Kid Organic in his video where he called this guy an omega male, because only an omega male is going to sit there and try to fight to save a relationship that clearly is over. Because when you look at the actions of this female, she showed that she had absolutely no respect for this man by going out to cheat on him, but he shows how little respect he had for himself to continue fighting to win back a female and the attention of a female who clearly showed she had no respect for him, she had no regard for him, and she showed that disrespect and lack of regard for him by having an affair with this man and standing there videotaping this man while he's being restrained by the very same man who she had an affair with. Now, this guy's self-esteem had to be far below the earth's crust, because this guy, he goes out and instead of him filing for divorce, he files a lawsuit against the other guy using an obscure law from long ago in the hopes of winning a judgment against this man. And he does get this $8.8 million judgment, but it shows how little value he has as a man, because any man of character and conscientiousness, once he finds out that this female is cheating on him, he is going to make efforts to cut ties with that female. And after he starts making plans to cut ties with that female, he's going to confront and check that female and let her know that he's going to get rid of her because of her adultery. That's what he's going to do. He's going to get rid of that female by filing for divorce, and then he's going to move on with his life. But because this male had low self-esteem, low self-worth, and absolutely no confidence, he's fighting to preserve a relationship with a woman who clearly shows she has no interest in being in a relationship with him. And that's what the textbook definition of a complete cuck is, because that's what a cuck would do. He's still trying to fight for a relationship when the relationship is clearly over. And what's really sad about this guy is, again, he does not know his value as a man, because any man who understands his value as a man is going to say that there are certain things he's just not going to put up with. And one of the things he's not going to put up with is a female going out here and cheating on him, flagrantly disrespecting him, and not respecting the boundaries for his own dignity, his own self-respect, and his own self-worth. Because only a guy with no dignity, no self-worth, and no self-value is going to go out here and try to fight for a female who clearly showed how little respect she has for him by going out here and cheating on him. And then going out here and continuing to fight for her. That's what's really sad about this, because in this world, no man has to fight for females who don't want you. When there are 4 women for every one man here in the United States of America alone and 6 billion people on planet Earth. A man does not have to continue trying to fight for a wife who is clearly adulterous, and he can then divorce that woman and go out here and pursue one of the other women out here. There are just too many opportunities for a guy out here to go out here and sit there and try to shoehorn himself into a relationship that doesn't work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And a man who has character and confidence, he's going to charge that woman to the game and keep it moving, because he's going to understand that he is the prize, he is the one that has value, and because he values himself, what he's going to do is he's going to say that this woman is not worth his time, and that his time is too precious to waste going out here chasing and fighting for a female who is fighting against him. Because when it comes down to a man, he has to understand, again, his time is precious. He cannot get those moments of his life back, and every second he takes sitting here trying to fight to save a relationship with a woman who has shown him no respect at all is time he could be taking to focus on building himself up, going out here to improve himself, and go out here and try to find a relationship with a female who will value his time, see his value as a man, and want to have a relationship with him. But when an omega male, his self-esteem is so low that he thinks that there are no other opportunities at women, but there are numerous opportunities at relationships with women. They're all around us every day, and all it takes is for a man to start putting work into himself, start building up his confidence, and start going out here to approach other women, and he will soon find that there are going to be women who will value his time and will want to spend time with him because they want him. Because every second a guy spends trying to save a relationship with a woman who doesn't want to be there, again, it's time out of his life he's not going to get back. And when I looked at that omega male in that video, it was just a sad and pathetic thing to see. Now, some people will say this man had the right to be that way because he had feelings for this woman, but no man should invest so many emotions into a female that he cannot let that woman go. When you invest all your emotions in a female the way a beta male and an omega male does, all you are doing is lowering your value as a man and letting that woman know that she is some sort of prize and that she is somebody that needs to be worshipped. And when you do that, what that woman does is she learns that she does not have to respect you because you have lowered your value, and that other men have higher value, and then they can just use you to take your resources and then give them to other men. And that's what happened to this omega male, who thought that because he got this $8.8 million judgment, he won at the end of the day. However, this guy lost big time because, one, he showed the world how much of a weak dude he was by going out here to file this lawsuit to save a marriage, and two, he showed how weak he was because he went after this man instead of holding this female accountable. Because any man with a backbone and some stones, he's not going to go after the man who is having an affair with his wife. No, he's going to get right in the face of that female, hold her accountable for her actions, and then after he holds her accountable for her actions, what he's going to do is he's going to file for a divorce on the grounds of adultery. He's going to build his case based on evidence on the grounds of adultery, and he's going to get rid of that woman based on the grounds of adultery, and he's going to use that case as a way to move on with his life, because he understands as the man, he is the prize, he is the one with the most value, and if a woman does not value him, then he is no longer going to try to make any efforts to have this woman in his life, because his life is too precious to waste dealing with a female who does not appreciate him as a man, does not value him as a man, and does not see his worth as a man. A man who has a strong self-worth, a strong self-esteem, a strong self-confidence, that's a guy who is going to, when he sees women who don't respect him, he's not going to spend his time trying to continue trying to deal with them. No, he's going to charge those women to the game, keep it moving, and move on to a relationship where he can be appreciated for the man that he is, and he's going to want to deal with women who want to help him build his life and build up the quality of his life and want to be a part of his life. What was really sad about watching that video was seeing a man with such low self-esteem and low self-worth that he was willing to go out here and continue to fight for something when there was nothing worth fighting for. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct publications, like the SIMP series, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.